Okay, so we are going to start. In today's session, we will see what is convolution code is there. It requires 2 or 3 classes to finish convolution code as per your syllabus. So today we will start convolution code. So before starting the convolution code, we will see the difference between the block codes and convolution code. Why is it necessary to study convolution code if we have studied the block codes? So first of all, I will give you some differentiation between block codes and convolution code. After this, you will get to know why is it necessary to study the convolution code. So basically, in block code, so if I'm talking about block code, so we have seen the linear block code and cyclic codes. So these are the part of the block codes. Linear block codes and cyclic code and convolution codes are different. So first difference we can see so in block codes we have seen the block size is large. It means that k was large. So k is the block size, so which was large. Why it was large? So sometimes we are dealing with the 6,3, so that was n comma k, so k was 3. Sometimes we are dealing with the 7,4, so here k was 4. So it was large in the block codes, but in the convolution code the k should be always, it will be small. So in the convolution code the block size is small, that k value will be small. That k value will be always 1, which will be equal to 1. So that will be a smaller value in the convolution code. That is the first difference. Second difference is in this block code no memory is required. So we don't want any additional memory here. So no memory is required here. But if you can see in the convolution code, memory is required. The present stage is dependent on the previous stage. So I can write here it required memory. Present stage is dependent on previous state. So slowly by slowly we will see how we are dealing with this. So actually convolution codes are very interesting also, and it is very important also. So because third I can say that, so in block codes it is if the systematic forms are given, systematic forms that we have seen, first message bit, then parity bit, then block codes are preferred. To solve the problems. Then block codes are preferred. But in convolution code, we can easily solve the non-systematic form also. So if non-systematic forms are given, then we prefer convolution code. So we will see some more difference. So I will open one new page. So this is the 3 difference we have seen. Now the 4th difference is block codes are suitable for solving the random error. I'll tell you what is the random error. Block codes are suitable for random error. Random error means single bit of error. So if you are dealing to find, so in the block code we have seen we can only correct 1 bit of error. So for single bit of error we prefer block codes. For single error, that is random error. But in convolution code we can solve burst error, means multiple error can be solved. So convolution codes are suitable for burst error, means multiple error. So sometime in the paper they will ask you differentiate between the block codes and convolution codes. So you have to keep in mind all those things which I am discussing here. So I will write here multiple error. Fifth point is, so here decoding is done by syndrome. So we use syndrome decoding is used for decoding purpose are received signal. So received signal. So we always prefer the syndrome decoding. We have seen in the cyclic code also, and we have seen in the linear block codes also. But here we will use Viterbi, VITERBI. Viterbi decoding is preferred for Viterbi decoding is used for convolution code. Viterbi decoding is preferred for convolution code. So always they ask one problem based on this particular B. So, and the sixth is it is the hardware is very complex hardware. In this convolution code, it is very simple. Slowly by slowly we will discuss all this point. And seventh is the block codes are very limited, so it is very saturated. So we can whatever we have studied, that is the end of the block code, so it is very saturated, so we can't research is not possible in the block code. So further things are not there in the block codes, but if you can see, convolution codes are very advanced, so you can solve the problem based on the, so day by day it is evolving, so it is very saturated. So what I can say, it is very saturated. But if you can see about so let me, so but if you can see about the convolution code, it is updating or evolving day by day. So is this whatever I have written, is this clear? So any doubt is there? So should we move to the next thing? So the difference is clear between the block codes and the convolution codes. So actually in the block codes we will use the k value as 1 only, means n comma k. When we are differentiating, then that k value should be 1 in the convolution code. But in the block codes we have seen the n value k value very large. So all this difference I have written. So is there any doubt in this difference? Should we move to the next point? So please tell me so that I can know that you are attending or not. So is there any doubt? Okay, so I'm going to the next part. So actually you will enjoy in the convolution code. We have seen linear block codes also, cyclic codes also. So उससे भी ज़्यादा interesting convolution code है. So you will see how we are dealing with that. So let's start our heading, today's heading, that is convolution code. So basically, it is very powerful code which is used to solve the multiple errors. So you can see we are solving here multiple errors, but in the linear block codes, what we have done, we have solved single error. So that is, so I can write here that this is the most powerful code. This is the most powerful code. So compared to the block codes, convolution codes are more powerful, as we can solve or we can correct burst error, which is multiple errors. But in the block codes, linear block codes, we have seen we can only correct the random error, which are the single error that can be corrected. So basically, if I'll write here the code dimension. So till now what we have studied, so till now we have studied block codes. There we have used n comma k, but now in the convolution code, so now we are going to study convolution code. Here we will use n comma k comma l. So one additional thing we have added here, that is L. So I will tell you the meaning of all those sub bit. So basically n stands for number of bits in code word. Here k stands for message bit, we have already seen. So number of message bit taken for encoding, number of message bit taken for encoding. And L, that L stand for constant length. So L will stand for constant length, or you can say number of shift register, number of shift register means how many times we have applied the shifting here, that will be the value of L. So if we have applied the shifting like 3 times, so the value of L will be 3. If we have applied the shifting value 2 times, the value of L will be 2. So this is all about the convolution code. So first of all, if somebody will ask you why there is need of convolution code, so you will tell that in block codes we can only solve the single error, but or you can say random error. But in the convolution code we can easily solve the burst error or multiple type of error, and the message bit which is sent for the encoding here, the value of k should be always 1, and here we also use the shifting property, so that is constraint length which is equal to the number of shift register used. So if we have done shifting for 3 times, so we can say L equal to 3. If we have done shifting for 2 times or 1, so we will see based on the problem how it is given. So this is all about the theoretical part of convolution code. So now we will solve one problem. So after this, whatever your doubt is having, that will be clear. So now I'm going to give a problem based on the convolution code. So let's see how we are going to deal with the problem. Then we will see what are the parts which we are going to discuss in the convolution code. So suppose the problem is like this. So suppose the problem is like this. So draw. So you have seen in the block codes, the encoder part we have done at the last. But now in this convolution code, the encoder part we will do in the starting. So I'll write here the question here. So draw convolution encoder. So this encoder we have drawn in the block codes at the last thing, but now we are starting from the convolution encoder. So the code dimensions are given here with code dimension. So n comma k comma l. So l is added here, which is 2 comma 1 comma 3, and input message is given as input message is given as 10011 with generator polynomial given as g1 is given as 111 and g2 is given as 101. So as you can see here, so in the previous, if you can recall, so what we have done, so we have used only one generator matrix in the block codes, but here we are using two generator matrix. So why we are using the two? So by this you can assume that to increase the efficiency. So if increase the efficiency means we can easily correct the error by using two generator polynomial. So by this only you can conclude that convolution codes are very powerful because they can increase the efficiency based on the given problem. So now we will discuss. So let's see. So I'll how to proceed. I'll tell you. So the problem is like this: draw convolution encoder with code dimension n comma k comma l is given as 2 comma 1 comma 3, and the message signal, the input message signal is given as 10011 with the generator polynomial g1 is given as, the two generator polynomial is here. G1 is given as 111 and g2 is this. So G2 is given as 101. So first of all, we will write here. So what is the bit number? So G1 and G2 is having 3 bits. So 1, 2, 3 here also, 1, 2, 3 here also. So I'll write here 3 bits. So what we can say, 3 shift register can be used. So value of L will be 3. So from there I can conclude that, so 3 bit shift register will be used here. So you can see here G1 also having 3 value, G2 is also having 3 value. So from here I have concluded that G1 and G2 is having 3 bits. So L will be 3. So 3 shift register will be used. So now how to proceed, I will tell you. So let's start some new page. So what to do? So I'll write here M1, M2, M3, 3 shift register. So after this I'll put one XOR operation here, and I'll put here one XOR operation here. So see, so you can see, so value of the first problem, the value of G was given as 111. So in the problem 111, so means every value has some value. So I'll connect M1 to, so this is 1, this is also 1, this is also 1. So after this, you can see in the second part, if you can see, the value of G2 is given as 101. So value of G2 is given as 1, means this will be connected, and 0 was there, so 0 was there, so that will be not connected. Then 1 was there, so that will be connected. So Here from here you can see input signal is coming. Input signal is coming. The value of input signal is 1 0 0 1 1, and these two are having XOR operation. This is also having XOR operation. So from here one C1 code is coming, from here one C2 code is coming. These are having two codes. So actually two generator matrix are there, so we are having two codes. So a final value of C will be, so what I can write here, C will be equal to C1 into C2. So that will, what is this? Number of bits in the code word. Number of bits in code word. So is this clear how I have made this diagram? So if this diagram is made, so now the problem has been solved. So now we have to make the table, state table. So is this clear how this diagram I have made? So it is very simple, I think. Is there any doubt in this diagram? So please tell if any issue is there. So should I move? Should I? Okay. So let's see how we are now what to do. So let's see. So what we will do, we will write here first table we are going to make. So we will write here input. Then we can see from the figure only, we can see here what is there, M1, M2, M3. So what I can write here from the figure only, I can write here M1, M2, M3. Now here we will write code word, which will be C will be equal to C1 into C2. So you can see here what I have written. So first value will be reset, means that will be 0 0 0, and the value of C1 will be, what I can write here, value of C1 will be, since 1 1 1 was given as, so I'll write here M1 XOR M2 XOR M3, and value of C2 will be 101 was given, so M1 XOR M3. So now we will see what to do. So first of all, if you can see here, so first input signal was given as 1. So we have the input signal which is there. So I'll write in the corner, input signal was 1 0 0 1 1. This was our input signal. So what I can write here, this input signal will be 1 here. So this one will come in the first side. So that one will be this side. So this 0 will be getting shifted. So that will be getting shifted. So this 0 will come here. Now this 0 will come here. We have inserted this input signal 1 here. So this 0 is shifted here, this 0 is shifted here. So now we will calculate the value of C1. So what we will get? M1 XOR M2 XOR M3 means 1 XOR 0, 1. 1 XOR 0, 1. So we will get 1. Now we will see M1 XOR M3 means 1 XOR 0. That will be 0. This is the first part. First part we have done. So now we'll move to the second part. So now what we have inserted here? 0. So now we are going to insert here 0. So this 0 will come here, this side. This 1 will get shifted. So this 1 will come here. Then this 0 will get shifted. So we will get 0 here. So what we will get? M1 XOR M2 XOR M3. So 0 XOR 1, 1. 1 XOR 0, 1. Then this M1 XOR M3 means 0 XOR 0. That will be 0. This is the second part. So now we will see 0 one more time, 0 is inserted here. So this 0 is inserted. So we will put here 0. That 0 will get shifted. Here we will get, after this 1 will get shifted. This 1 we will shift here. So what we will get here? So 0 XOR 0 0, 0 XOR 1 1. Now 0 XOR 0 we will get here 0. So now we will see this 1 is there. So we will insert this 1. So this 1 will be inserted. We will insert this one. So let me use other pen. So I'll put here 1. So now this 0 will get shifted. So this 0 will get shifted. This 0 will get shifted. 0. So what I will get here? 1 0 1 1 0 1, and then 1 0 1. This is 1. So last one, this one will be inserted here. This one we will insert this one. So I will insert this one here. So I'll put here 1. This 1 will be getting shifted. Here you will get this 0 will get shifted. So if you can see, this 0 will also get shifted. You will get find here. So now what we will get? 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. After this 1 0 1. So this is the table which we are getting. So this is not completed. So up to now it is clear. So is there any doubt what I've done here? So I think it is very simple. Should I try to
सर
tell? हाँ, please tell.
सर इनपुट में जो हमने फर्स्ट बिट रखी थी 1 तो उसमें C2 जो है वो 1 होना चाहिए ना?
कैसे? कहाँ पे बता रहे हो आप? यहाँ पे इस जगह पे
यस सर।
देखो 1 है, यहाँ पे 1 इंसर्ट किया यहाँ पे, तो यहाँ पे क्या मिल गया हमको? 1 0 0, ये 0 इधर शिफ्ट हो गया, ये 0 इधर शिफ्ट हो गया, तो 1 0 0 मिल गया। अब M1 XOR M2 XOR M3 करना है, तो 1 0 0, यही हुआ ना, 1 0 0 हो गया, 1 0 1 हो गया, फिर 1 0 1, so
यस
I written here this. So yeah, actually you are right here, so I have to put here 1 now. Okay, I have there 1 will come. So yes, you're correct. So I have done mistake here. I have to remove this. Sorry, where does the remover went? So let me remove. So here 1 will be there. Here 1 will be there. So you are correct, Komal. This is 1. So that will be 1 0 1 will be there. So M1 XOR M3. So actually I have done M2 XOR M3. So now Komal, is this fine? There 1 will be there. So this is not
सर in third bit also there will be
what?
0 जो थर्ड बिट है हमारी इनपुट की 0 वाली
यहाँ भी
उसमें
1
भी
होगा,
1 1 होगा।
1 1 होगा, यहाँ भी 1 1 होगा। हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल, यहाँ भी 1 1 होगा, इधर भी 1 1, यहाँ 0 1। अब सही है। एक्चुअली मैं M2 XOR M3 कर गया था, इसलिए दिक्कत हो गया। अभी भी ये फिनिश नहीं हुआ है, मतलब ये हो गया। अब हम क्या करेंगे, 2 बिट और जोड़ेंगे, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं अपेंड L-1 जीरोस। अभी मैं बताऊंगा क्यों जोड़ रहे हैं, पहले आप एक बार जोड़ लेते हैं। तो अभी हम 2 बिट और जोड़ेंगे। सो आई स्टार्ट सम न्यू पेज। सो आई विल राइट हियर append L-1 जीरोस। 2 बिट और जोड़ेंगे, तो 0 एक बार और जोड़ेंगे, तो हमारा लास्ट में क्या था? इफ यू कैन सी इन आवर लास्ट व्हाट वी हैव डन, we will add here 0. So when we will add here 0, so what we will get here? So we will get here, that will be 0 1 1, and when you will do, you will find 0 1, M1 XOR M2, that will be 1 1 1 0 and 0 1 1. Now correct. So now one more time we will do 0. What we will see here, that 0 0 1, and what we will see here, 1 1, that we are getting. So now why we have added that 0? So one condition is there in convolution code. The condition is for finding the number of codes, that is capital N, which will be equal to small n L plus M minus 1. So what was our small n? You can see here 2 into 3 plus 5 minus 1. So what you will get the value of capital N? 14 bits. So if you will write the final code word, so final code word will be, from here you can see final code word, if you can see 1 1 1 0 1 1, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11 12 13 14. So what we have, the code which we have, 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1. So I will write the final code here. एक बार लिख लेता हूँ, मैं फिर से समझा दूंगा आपको। 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 1. So this is the final code. So you can count here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So we have to get 14 bit. So for this I have added extra 2 bit of 0. So we are calling it as append L-1 0. अब बताइए कोई दिक्कत है तो, इस प्रॉब्लम में कहाँ परेशानी है आपको? किसी भी तरह का परेशानी हो तो बताइए, अगर किसी को भी दिक्कत है तो बताइए। So like this,
can you explain it append 0?
yeah, I'll do. So first of all, हम यहाँ पे जो ये चीजें थी, ये इसके बाद से हम रुकेंगे नहीं, इसके बाद से 2 जीरो और ऐड करेंगे, इसके नीचे 1 1 के बाद से वी विल ऐड 2 more 0. So I have added 2 more 0 here. I have added 2 more 0. So why we have added? Because one condition is there in the convolution code to find the number of code word. So we have to apply this condition, which is capital N, which will be equal to N into L plus M minus 1. So we can see L was given as 3 shift register was given, M was given as 5 and minus 1. So what we have got 14 bits. So 14 bits code should be there with us. So if you can count from here, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, now 11, 12, 13, 14. So always keep in mind this condition, so things will be more clear. So if you will be keeping in mind this condition, so there will be no doubt. So based on this condition, we have got 14 bits. So I have written all those code words which we have find. So Aishwarya, is this clear?
Yes, sir. Now it is clear.
Okay. So if any doubt is there, आप एक बार आप खुद से सवाल लगाना और इस बार सॉल्व करना. फिर अगर दिक्कत होगा तो मैं अगले क्लास में डिस्कस कर लूंगा. इसमें कोई बात नहीं है. So this is just we are starting. So I have told you. So actually convolution codes are very simple also. We just need to follow the process. If we will follow the process, nothing is tough. So this is one problem which I have shared with you based on the convolution code. Now we will see what are the things which we are going to study in the convolution code. So I'm going to start.
Sir,
Please tell.
so what will be happen when G1 and G2 have not equal number of the bits?
When G1 and G2 is not having equal number of bit. So
Yes,
we
sir.
will. So अगर ऐसा कभी होगा नहीं, अगर होता है तो आगे देखते हैं हम लोग. So
Okay, sir.
if they will give you some means equal only, because if so we can't proceed now in that case. In that case J L should be not, we can't find L. So that is not possible actually. So we will, let's see if this will be case. अगर ऐसा कभी केस आता है तो we will deal with this. So that is not an issue. अभी जो आपको जो what is there in your syllabus, that in this case G1 and G2 will be always equal. ऐसा कभी होगा नहीं. अगर आपको कभी ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम दिख जाता है, so please share with me also कि मैं भी थोड़ा देखूंगा कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हो उसको. मैंने अभी तक देखा नहीं है, मतलब ऐसा कहीं हो सकता है. Maybe it is possible. So every day they are working on the convolution code, so sometimes they can change. So if we have to deal with, so we will apply the same procedure what we have done for the. So one case we will see L equal to 3, and other case we will see L equal to 4. Based on that we will solve. So ऐश्वर्या, अगर ऐसा आगे प्रॉब्लम आता है तो वी विल डील, डोंट वरी. अगर जो मैं बताऊंगा उसके बाहर आपका प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा पेपर में. कहीं भी आप बैठोगे गेट में या you will sit in the RTU paper, so everything will be whatever I will teach, that will be from your syllabus only. So okay, so now we are going to see what are the things we are going to study in the convolution codes. So in convolution code, always k value should be equal to 1. So as I've already told you, so two things we are going to study in the convolution code. First is analytical method. Second one is graphical method. So in analytical method, you are going to see two things: time domain and other thing is transform domain. In graphical method, we are going to see three things. तो धीरे धीरे पढ़ेंगे इसमें. जैसा लीनियर ब्लॉक कोड पढ़ा है, साइक्लिक कोड पढ़ा है, वैसे ही पढ़ेंगे. आपको सब चीजें समझ में आएंगी, इसकी गारंटी मैं लेता हूँ. फर्स्ट थिंग वी आर गोइंग टू सी स्टेट डायग्राम, देन वी विल सी ट्री डायग्राम, and third one is trellis diagram. So all these things are, three things are based on the state table only. So I think you have heard the name state table. So actually it is very important in the convolution code. So two things we are going to study in the convolution code. First is analytical method. In analytical method, we will see how to operate in the time domain. So and after that, we are going to see how to operate in the transform domain. Now, next thing we are going to see the graphical method. In graphical method, three things are very important: state diagram, trellis diagram, and tree diagram and trellis diagram. So all these three things dependent on the state table. If you can know how to make the state table, you can easily solve the problem based on the graphical method. So only in this table only it is required to know about the state table. So slowly by slowly we will learn. So first thing we are, so should I start the time domain or should we leave it for the next session? Actually, it required some 15 to 20 minutes. So what to do? Please tell. Okay, so I'll start the time domain. So I'll give you some glimpse of time domain. So now the first method is time domain. So actually in time domains, two things we needed to calculate. First thing is impulse response of message bit 1 and second is message bit 0. So what I can first I'll write here in time domain. So why I'm dealing with the theoretical part also, sometimes they will ask you what you understand by the term time domain in convolution code, so that you can write all those things also. Numerical तो हम कर ही सकते हैं, theoretical parts को भी हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. So I'll write here in time domain, impulse response of message bit 1 and message bit 0 is determined in order to get final code word. So two things are required in time domain. First of all, we have to calculate the impulse response of message bit 1. Then we have to calculate the impulse response of message bit 0. Then we will see what is the final code word. So this is the theoretical part. So one question I will tell you, and we will solve one question. Rest of the question we will solve in the next session. So the question is like this. So consider a message signal so I can say sequence, that is not signal, it is sequence which is given as 1 0 0 1 1 and generator matrix G1 is given as 1 1 1 and G2 is given as 1 0 1. So this is generator frequency. So this is what generator frequency. But in the linear block code we have seen that is generator polynomial. So these two are different. So if the problem is like this is generator polynomial, so it is the linear block code problem. If it is generator frequency, so it is convolution code. So the question is like this: find the code word by using time domain method. So let's see how to proceed. So first of all, I have told you, first of all, we will start to see impulse response of message bit 1. So I'll write here impulse response of message bit 1. So how we will deal with that? So we can see what we will see. 3 shift registers are used, 3 bits are there. So I can write here M1, M2, M3. And here we will write reset, same thing, reset. So in the reset, what we will do? We'll put here 0, 0, 0. So actually I want new page, so that will be not covered. So 1 second. So what I will write here? M1, M2, M3. Here I will write reset. That will be 0, 0, 0. And here I'll write code word. So code word will be C will be C1 into C2. So what is the value of C? C1 will be M1 XOR M2 XOR M3. 1 1 1 is given, and C2 response is, you can see M1 XOR M3. So 101 was given. So now how to proceed? So first of all, you can see the message signal. So since we are dealing with the impulse response 1, so I'll write here, I'll write here 1. Why I have written 1 here? Because we are dealing with the impulse response 1. So when I will put here 1, so this bit will be get shifted, so that will be 0, that will be 0. So what I will get here for C1 I will get, I think, 1, M1 XOR M2 XOR M3 1, and for C2 I will also get 1. Then we will shift I will put here 0. So 0 will be there, this one will get shifted. So this one will get shifted, so this one will come here, this one will come here. So that will become 0. So what I will get here, 1, 0. After this, 0, 0, 1. So this one will get shifted. So since we are dealing with the impulse response 1, so I am writing in the bracket. So this is 1. So what I will get here, 1, 1. So never confused with identity matrix. This is not identity matrix. I have started with 1 because I am dealing with the impulse response 1. So this is about impulse response 1. Now we'll make diagram for impulse response 0. So after this, you can see I'll write here impulse response of message bit 0. So what I can write here, M1, M2, M3. Same thing I'll write here for C1, C2. You are already aware. So reset position will be 0, 0, 0. So what else? For C1 you can write here M1 XOR M2 XOR M3. For C2 you can write here M1 XOR M3. So now what I will start with, I'll start with 0. So this is because I am dealing with the impulse response 0. So I'll start with 0. This is impulse response 0. So this 2 bit will be shifted. What you will get here? You will get here 0, 0. So now this 0 will, one more 0 will put here. So this 0 will come here. That you will get 0, 0. Now one more 0. This you will also get same time 0, 0. So is it now you are clear how to make the diagram, how to make the table? So should I proceed? अभी सवाल खत्म नहीं हुआ, थोड़ा और बाकी है. आप impulse response 1 और 0 निकाल लेंगे. कुछ नहीं करना है, बस वहां से 1 से स्टार्ट करना है, यहाँ से 0 से स्टार्ट करना है. Should I proceed? ओके. सो सी, सवाल बहुत आसान है, बस मेथड थोड़ा आपको लेंथी लगेगा. देखिए फिर क्या करेंगे हम, यहाँ पे क्या लिखेंगे, इम्पल्स, व्हाट आई विल राइट, इम्पल्स रिस्पॉन्स of 1 is what we have get. We have get 1 1 1 0 1 1. So you can see here, from here you can see, from here you can see what we have got, 1 1 1 0 1 1. So same thing I have written here, 1 1 1 0 1 1. And for impulse response 0, what we have got, impulse response of 0, what we have got, 6 0. I think we have got 6 0. I've written 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now I'll put here one more table. I will make here input impulse response so first input was, if you can see, for 1 what we have get, for the input was given in the problem. So if you can see in the problem, the input was 1 0 0 1 1. So you can see in the problem only input was 1 0 0 1 1. So I'll write here 1 0 0 1 1. Now the most interesting part starts. So for input response 1, what we have got, 1 1 1 0 1 1. For you can see what for input response 1 we have got here. So now what we will do, for 0 what we have to do, we will shift 2 bit. So for this 0 we will shift 2 bit. So now what will be the 0? For 0 I'll write here 0 0 0 0 0 and 0. 2 bit we have shifted. I will tell you why I have shifted this thing. I'll tell you. So first you complete this table. So now for this 0, what we will do, we will shift from here. So I'll start from here, 0 0 0, 0, 0, 0. I have shifted 2 bits more. Now for 1, what I'll write this bit by shifting 2 more bit. So how, from where I have to start? From here I'll start. 1, 1, 1, and now 0 and 1, 2 times 1 more. So complete this table and do the XOR operation. You will get the final bit for 18 bit. So I'll tell you in the next session why I have done the shifting bit. So what is your task? You have to complete this table by shifting to 2 bit. Value of 1 and value of 0 is already aware to you. What I have told you, value of 1 is this, value of 0 is this. So complete this table by shifting to 2 bit and do the XOR operation. XOR operation means this XOR will come 1. This XOR will come 1. 1 0 will come 1. 0 0 will come 1. 0. 1 0 1 1 0 1. So complete this table and get the final code word. So you will see why you can easily find why I have done the shifting operation. So you will find the final code word here. So can you complete it by yourself? It is very simple. Value of 1 we are already aware. Value of 0 we are already aware. We have to just complete this table by shifting to 2 bit. So if you can recall in the previous what we have done, in the previous question we have added 2 bit, but in the time response we are shifting 2 bit. So because of this we don't want to add any further bit, so we have shifted this 2 bit. Final code word will be 1101. Yeah, final code word will be 110111101011. This will be the final code word, and you can count. This will be of 18 bit. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. It is not 18 bit. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. That will be 14 bit. I think this will be 14. How many bits are there, Komal? Total number of bits? 14 bits.
sir.
14 is the correct. So but in the time domain, what we don't want it to add 2 bit, we will just shift 2 bit, so that final answer we will get. So this is the way we have to we will proceed. So now 2-3 problem we will deal with the convolution code. So if any doubt will be there, that will be clear. Yeah, 14 bit. Yeah, sure. Same answer we are getting here. So it is correct. So some more problem we will deal in the next session, in the next class, whenever it will be. So I'll tell you, I'll confirm with the CR. So this is the way, this is the first problem. अगर किसी तरह का दिक्कत है तो please try to solve it by yourself. So and 2-3 more problem we will solve based on this time domain. After this we will go to the transform domain. Then we will see the graphical method. So thank you everyone for the today's class. We will meet tomorrow or Monday. I'll confirm the CR whenever I'll get time. So thank you everyone. Thank you Komal. Aishwarya, thank you. Shreya, thank you. Komal Sharma, thank you.